Hello everyone, this video is about creating AI chatbots. A chatbot is a program that can simulate conversation with users. Almost all kinds of customer support chatbots are now powered by AI, artificial intelligence. Let me just tell about key components of a chatbot. LLM, large language model, like ChatGPT, Gemini, that kind of LLM is the core component of a chatbot. Without LLM also we can create a chatbots, but they are not that much effective because of the huge growth of LLMs. We can better start with the LLM based chatbots for any kinds of chatbot applications. Okay, and we need to be very good at prompt engineering, because creating an effective chatbot involves deep understanding about prompt engineering. We have to create proper system prompts when we create the chatbots. Okay, and the user interface, like knowing about using Streamlit, that kind of libraries to create user interface. Memory and context. We need to keep context, right? Suppose if you are asking one question, and further you are asking a related question about your previous question, then the chatbot should be able to remember your previous question, right? For that we need to maintain context using memory. Okay, and the tool use. Suppose if you want to get some additional details by using tool calling, that kind of things, in that case we have to use it. Use tools. Okay, search tool, that kind of stuff. Okay, and deployment platform. Once you are ready with all the things, for accessing it from anywhere in the world, we need to put it in a centralized place, right? Cloud-based things. So for that we can use free deployment platforms like Hugging Face Spaces or any kind of paid cloud services. Okay, let me show one simple example of chatbot. Yeah, a few weeks back I created this chatbot. I put it in my quiz page. Okay, AI quiz page. Here this bubble is there, right? Actually I created this chatbot using Gemini, Google Gemini as LLM, and Streamlit as user interface, and deployed it at Hugging Face space. Okay, and just I embedded that Hugging Face page using iframe here. Okay, here we can ask any question related to AI. What is AI, like that? Okay, it will be giving a reply. Okay, it is a very simple chatbot. It will be very effective, right? Even if it is very simple, it won't take much time. Actually created within few minutes. Okay, that is the power of LLMs, right? But in case of LLM based chatbots, we need to understand that either we have to pay for the API usage for using LLM based on number of tokens. Okay, or we need to set up like our local LLMs. Okay, we should have enough computing power and processing capability, GPU, in local machine. Okay, so in that case you need to consider how to go further with this thing. Okay, but normally LLMs are very easy to use and they are powerful. Okay, or otherwise lot of other options also there. Okay, let me explain some sample chatbot. Okay, so first I will open a very simple thing. Okay, for, as I explained, for creating simple chatbot we need some LLM. Here I am using Gemini. Let me just zoom it. So for that we need to install the record library Google-generative AI using pip install. Okay, and then we can import a generative model from that library, and we need to get the environment variable API key of Gemini from the environment. So first we need to export that API key into our environment, and we can just create that API key from suppose if you are planning to use Google Gemini, just visit AI Studio. You can visit aistudio.google.com. There you can have the you will be seeing that option for creating get API key. Okay, you can just click that and you can create the API key, export it into your environment, and then you can just start using it in your coding. Okay, that much simple. And just you can initialize the model using this generative model. Okay, you have to specify the model, specific model name and version, and that's it. For chatbot, we have to send the user input to the model and get the response, and we need to display it. But it should be infinitely, it should be there, right? It should be answering the questions continuously, right? So we need to implement this while loop, while true. By adding that, we are creating infinite loop. Okay, so to come out from infinite loop, here we have to provide some option like typing exit will be breaking that loop. Okay, so very simple, right? So just we are importing the LLM, that library, and creating the model, and then creating while loop. Within the while loop, we are getting input from the user, and just sending that input to the model and getting the response and displaying it. So I'm running it, Python 3 simple chat. Okay, so it started the chatbot, right? Welcome to simple Gemini chatbot, type exit to quit. Okay, then now we can ask, like, it's saying that the capital of India is New Delhi. Okay, so I will ask about its population. Okay, here it is not able to give the proper reply. Okay, because it's not able to keep the context. It is not aware of my previous question, so it's asking to provide the location information. Okay, that means the first question and the second question are completely independent. It's a stateless thing. Okay, so we need to give the context when asking the next question, right? So for keeping that context, we have to introduce some mechanism, like we have to store the context information in a variable, and then we have to include that content when sending the next question to the LLM. Okay, so I just updated this code by including that thing here. Okay, so same code here up to here, and here I just initializing this history list. Okay, and in the history we are appending the user input. Okay, and then after appending the history, we are just sending that history into the model. That means it will be including history information, but first time it will be just having that user input alone, but in the next time it will be having that previous questions, right? Okay, so we are just appending that, and after getting the response, we are just displaying that response. It's very simple, right? And only thing is here we are just appending the history with the user input, and then appending the history again with the response also. Okay, all the other things are same, just initializing the model and putting while loop infinitely, and introducing this break. Okay, and getting the input from the user and appending that into the history list, and then sending that history list to the model and getting the response and displaying it. Okay, so let me show that. So I'm coming out from this previous one, now running the second one, dated one, Python 3 demo.py, right? Demo.py. So here I will be asking the same questions. Capital of India, it's saying New Delhi, and tell its population. So now it is able to include the context, right? By considering the context, it is able to give the proper reply. The population of New Delhi is around 33 million. Okay, now we created a very simple chatbot, right? So that's it. But the user interface we need to give. Right now we are using from command line. So for giving user interface, we have to use the Streamlit. Okay, we need to install the Streamlit library, and then we can use it. Okay, I already created this. I will show that. Before going to Streamlit, I would like to show this. We created one simple chatbot, right? But normally it is very simple version. We need to add a lot of features. Say for example, in case of context history, we are just appending all the questions, right? Suppose if the discussion is keep on going for few hours, then we will be having a huge amount of context information, right? So in that case, it will be like we need to pay more for the LLM usage, API usage, right? Because the token size will be more. And again, sometimes in some cases it will exceed the context window limit of the LLM, right? So in that case, we need to do some kind of pre-processing, like creating summary, that kind of stuff. Then our code will be it will become more complex, right? I'm just telling it as one example, like a lot of things. Say for example, if someone is putting millions of text in that chart, then again unnecessarily we will be paying more to the API usage. In that case, we have to add some kind of limitation. Either we can truncate the input text, or we can ask the user to keep the question within that limit, like that. Okay, that kind of validations we need to introduce. I'm just telling it as examples, but a lot of things we need to introduce in actual chatbots. Okay, so in that case, if we keep on doing all that kind of coding manually, then it will be like taking more time, right? And the code readability also will become less. In that case, we can go with the frameworks like LangChain. LangChain is providing a lot of useful libraries. In case here, if we want to just change the LLM from Gemini to OpenAI's GPT-4, in that case, again, we have to do a lot of changes here. But in case of LangChain library, we can easily just change that LLM, okay, that part. So a lot of advantages are there. So in that case, if it is possible, we can go with frameworks like LangChain. In that case, this code is LangChain framework based code. That's for the same purpose. The same code are converted into this LangChain based. Okay, like LangChain, the various versions are there. Previously, before creating this code, I tried some other code, but that was not working because of the compatibility issue with my version of LangChain. Okay, so in that case, it's AI development is growing very fast, right? So to keep up with that speed, LangChain also releasing a lot of new version, and they keep on deprecating the older things. And similarly, LLMs also they are also keep on changing their library. So that compatibility between LLM and that libraries that is a bit we have to manage it properly. Okay. So in that case, we need to consider all these things. Okay. So here we are using LangChain. Okay. So in that case of maintaining context history, we can use this conversation buffer memory. Okay. So here it is very simple. Just we can define the LLM. Okay. Chat Google generative AI, just to specify the model and the API key. And for creating the memory, just this one is enough. No need to manually manage the history, storing the input text into the history list, and then sending it to the LLM. Not like that. Just we have to create the memory using conversation buffer memory of LangChain. Okay. And then this one, prompt template. Here we are using prompt template for creating the prompt. Okay. The LangChain, the latest version is that runnable concept, right? So here it is prompt, then the prompt is going to LLM, then from the LLM response, the output parser. Okay, so we are creating this runnable chain, and we similar to previous thing, while loop for user interaction. Okay, here we are getting the memory, and then it's invoking the chain, okay, for generating the response. And here we are printing the response, right? Since because of this version thing, we have to manually handle this. Okay, otherwise a lot of libraries and classes are there with LangChain. We can find appropriate one, okay, based on our version, and based on that LLM's library, other things, and we can make it very simple. Okay, previously I tried with very simple code, but because of the version issue, I couldn't use this. So here that memory we have to manage separately here. In some classes we need not do that also. It will be automatically done. Okay, but anyway, here we are using that memory only, conversation buffer memory, that memory here, right? But we are we are getting the memory and we are saving it to the memory. Okay, but in some cases similar to here, if you are familiar with LangChain, you will be easily understanding that it's kind of like we can combine various components sequentially easily. Okay, it is simple chatbot using LangChain. Here also I will just type the same thing, capital of USA maybe here, tell about its population. Okay, it's giving relevant reply, right, by considering the context. Okay, we created a simple chatbot, and we then included the context by like using history list, and then we used LangChain for using the, or I mean maintaining the context using LangChain's conversational buffer memory. Okay, and then we have to use Streamlit, right, for introducing the UI, user interface. Let me open that. I already created that. I will show that here. Instead of just a response or just print, we can use Streamlit.write. Okay, and instead of simple history that list, we have to use Streamlit's session state. Session state, it is very important one, because in case of Streamlit, like it's a web application, right? In that case, multiple users will be using that, right? So it has to keep separate session for each user. Otherwise, one user's question will be one user will be asking one question, and other users' answer will be showing to the some other user. Like that kind of confusions will be arising. So in case of web application, the session state, that is very important. So we have to use that session state. Okay, so in that case, we are same concept is same. We have to maintain the history, but instead of just a simple list, it should be session state. Okay, and instead of just input, we are using Streamlit's text input for getting user input. Okay, and all the other things are same, but one more difference is here we are not seeing while loop, right? Because in case of Streamlit, whenever the answer or like any interaction in that screen, the screen will be refreshed. So there is no meaning of having while loop here. So we have to get it in some other way, right? So for that, here we are getting the user input and keeping it in the session, and here after that we are using for loop for displaying the all the information in the session history. You got it, right? There are two things. One is we are using session history for maintaining the context for sending questions to the LLM. Okay, that means whenever we send the question to the LLM, we have to append the previous questions also to maintain the context. Okay, for that purpose, we are using that history session state. That is one thing, and the same thing we are using it for displaying the chart history on the screen display itself, because as I said, that will be refreshed. Okay, so we need to always display that every time. Okay, so here if the user role is user, then question, else it's answer, right? Okay, Streamlit app, right? We have to run it as Streamlit. So now it's loaded on the browser. Okay, now we can ask it like, what is capital of Canada? Tell about its population. So it's giving the details about population details about Ottawa, right? So it's working properly, right? And once we create all these things, we can just deploy it into some system. So for example, freely we can deploy into Hugging Face, right? huggingface.co. Here we can create spaces. Here we have to give the space name and the description, and we can choose Streamlit, and public or private, and then create space, and then we can upload files. Let me show already created one. Here I already created this space. In the files section, we can see the files, right? Requirements.txt, we need to provide its in button. We have to list the libraries used in that application. That the file name should be app.py. Okay. So, and then we can just embed this on our website using iframe. Okay, with the record CSS styles. It's very simple, right? So just we can like use like this here, right? The same thing I embedded here. Okay, you can just create any kind of chatbot. It is a very simple thing. Okay, I explained about very simple version of chatbot. Okay, just getting user input and sending it to the LLM, and displaying that response. Okay, within while loop, and then we improved it by implementing the context history, that thing. Okay, and then next we just converted it into LangChain, and then we tried with Streamlit application user interface, providing user interface. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video.